brand new Doja Cat featuring Tyga with Juicy on KML. I am cousin Drake filling in for DC. Shout out Jennifer from San Jose winning. Terms apply. Learn more at USA. Win is at 2 o'clock.
We're about to send us some invites. Hey Shelby. Let's see. Let's share this really quick. So I don't have any cards today. I left them at home, and I'm sad about that, but I do have my Love Mojo bag. I have a heart amethyst crystal and also an amethyst pendant, okay? So the energy is still present, and we're going to get a message because I still feel like I have something I want to deliver to you on this beautiful Friday. Everybody say happy birthday to me because it's Friday. And I decided earlier this year that every Friday is my birthday because I'm a starseed from the planet Venus, and so I should celebrate myself because, you know, self-love. So, yeah, let me just send out these invites. That's why I'm tapping the camera like that, because I'm pushing a button. And I just want to talk about the new paradigm because, you know, we just got to get rid of that old so that we can really just bring in this new. You know, you have to, it's death to the old so you can bring in new, okay? The reason why I love reading tarot is because tarot is the soul's journey. It explains the soul's journey. And that's why you have death cards. That's why you have tower moments, because these are things that occur in our reality, you know, so that we can move forward in life. Okay. Okay, hey everybody who's hopping on. They done said that my video is partially muted because of... Can somebody tell me if you can still hear me? I turned the music down because I had some music playing at first. How are they going to stop me in the middle of my thing? Like, at least end my program first so I could do the dispute and be like, fair use. So I'm drinking coffee right now. It's a little bit against my religion. You know, but I've been back drinking coffee because I like it. Okay? Tea's just not as fun. Okay, so, oh hey, 9 people on. Okay, cool. Alright, so what I want to talk to you about is non-monogamy, polygamy. Okay, good, you can hear me. Great, okay. So, non-monogamy, polygamy, and the new paradigm. Okay, so, first I want to speak on non-monogamy. The difference between non-monogamy and polygamy. So, polygamy is like a marriage, okay, of multiple people. And polygamy is really a man with multiple wives, but really I should have wrote polyamory, so people with multiple spouses, because that's where we're headed. It's not about just men and their wives. And then non-monogamy, that's just dating multiple people, and then that just being your style. And this new paradigm that we're in already, I think the world is actually actively changing. She says, coffee is one of the best things of the human experience. I agree. Okay. It's sweet, it's hot, and it hypes you up, okay? But it's not really good for you. So anyways, so the reason why it's just very important for us to talk about this because we're changing as a people. And so, you know, I'm just one person speaking on some truth, and I'm sure you'll hear this again. Now that I'm planting the seed, I'm sure that you'll hear this in other aspects, and it'll just become more normal to you. You know, we're just trying to normalize. This is how we're going to raise the vibration of the planet, is like everybody speaking their piece, and then we just normalize it, and it becomes new, like normalize this new style, this new way. Just like the LGBT movement, like at first that was just like hella like, no, you know, and it's like more people speak out, more people talk about it, more people say like, this is my lifestyle that I choose, then we have no other choice but to accept it. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's an agenda of its own. I don't want to go there, but anyways, the more we talk about it, the more normal it is. And I think that one of the biggest, says, I am polyamorous. Me too. Okay? Me too. But you know, it's a little difficult because, especially as a woman, it's one thing for a man to be like, oh, well, I want multiple partners. And the reason why is because in Africa, we had multiple wives and blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's like, that's cool and all, but it wasn't just multiple wives. Like, those women also had multiple husbands. And so, you know, women are condemned for their sexuality. You know, they want us to be, you know, women in the street and hoes in bed. I can't remember what the hell, but it's like they won't let us just be ourselves. When the truth is that women are just as sexual as men. Okay, we are just as sexual as men, and having multiple partners who are high vibrational, who respect you, who, you know, is beneficial to both men and women because it's an exchange of energy. You know, not one person. You know, it's important for you to experience other people, and it's okay to experience them intimately. And like, intimacy is not just sex. Okay, so that's something else that's gonna come out in the new paradigm, is that, you know, sex is a physical act, but the intimacy really has to do with trust. And the only way that you build that trust is through honesty. And the only way you can be honest, truly honest with a partner, is if you could be yourself, you know, and you could just, you know, if you're restricting yourself from something that you feel, you know, you're not being honest. So, so this is just random. I didn't write shit down. Okay. But I really just want to put it out there that non-monogamous relationships and polyamory are important to the new paradigm, because it's going to be those of us who choose to live that type of lifestyle, or at least understand and respect it, are going to usher in. We're going to be the stronger ones, because that's how you build an empire. Like, something that I've been knowing for a long time is that you cannot build an empire with two people. You can't. You don't build an empire with two people. Ain't nobody got enough energy. There's not enough hours in the day for that. Okay? So that's why you need to be okay with expansion. Okay? Non-monogamy and polyamory are all about expansion. Okay? Yes, Elizabeth, absolutely. Intimacy is way deeper than the physical level. Okay? The physical level is it's like grounding the intimacy that you already have, because you can have sex with someone and not really be intimate with them. You know, I'll speak on the fact that in my marriage, you know, I had lots of sex in my marriage and the sex was good, but he never used to kiss me, you know? And so now that I have a little bit more of an intimate relationship, it's kind of like I see just how much that was missing. You know what I mean? And so, and I think that what's nice, and the reason why you gotta, like, if you've been with people for a long time, you know, you should probably take a break from them, or something like that, or, you know, do something to get to know each other again. You know, I was with my husband for 15 years, and it's like, he'll talk to me now and be like, I don't even know you. But I ain't really changed, but he's seeing me in my truth, my honesty. Now that I'm separated from him and I don't feel like I have to play wifey, you know, I'm being myself. I can talk about sex. I can, you know, be wild. I can color my hair. He would have had an issue with me coloring my hair, blah, blah. I won't go there. But like, it's like, now that I'm in my own truth, he has to completely get to know me again. And that's why I'm like, we have to build our friendship up. And, you know, that's another thing, is friendship is really important in your relationships. You know, that's really the base, because once the romance ends, or, you know, disagree or whatever, it's like, at least you have a friend there. At least you have a, what do you call that? A foundation for your relationship. Okay? And so, for those of you who are in, like, divine connections, like twin flames or high-level soulmates, things like that, like, also know that you may have your twin flame, but that does not mean, like, it's just about you and your twin flame. Like, you guys are supposed to be raising up, changing the way that we think about this, loving yourself first, okay, and having a relationship that allows sovereignty for both parties. Okay, and what sovereignty is allowing yourself to be whole and one and free in your relationship. Okay, and so that is something that is not usual in relationships today. Is that it's all about ownership. Even marriage is all about contracts and ownership, and that has taken away from the sovereignty of each individual, because it's like once you enter into that type of contract, there's all these expectations, but and you just mesh. Instead of two people come in, it's like everything is compromised. And I think that that's what Spirit wants us to get away, is stop compromising on your soul path, okay? Stop compromising on your soul path just to be in a partnership. So you need to be with somebody who's heading in the same direction that you are. And I think that you also need to, and that's why it's okay to have multiple partners, because they may be able to help you grow in one way. One partner can help you grow in one way, and then another partner helps you grow and expand in another way. And it's wrong for one person, partner number one, to say, don't go experience that. If you feel called to have a different experience with another person, you know, and like I said, intimacy is really not about sex. Intimacy is really about friendship and trust. Okay? So it's wrong for a partner to say, don't go experience intimacy with anybody else. I'm the only one who can bring you happiness. And so that is why we are being called to shift, because we shouldn't treat each other that way. I need some air because I'm starting to channel and I'm starting to get really hot. Okay, so I think that's the real point that I want to make, is that it's wrong for one person to tell you not to have an intimate relationship with somebody else. Okay, and that is why we are doing, this is part of the shift in raising the vibration of the planet, because the more you're able to be your true self, the more you're able to help other people be their true selves and bring your gifts. You know, a lot of people, and you know, shout out to all our parents and grandparents and for the last 2,000 years who have just been bound to this 3D realm. They had no inclination of what I'm talking about. I remember telling my grandma I deserve better, and she kind of was like, deserve? Don't nobody deserve nothing, you know? And and fuck that. You do deserve, okay? You do deserve, and you should have everything that you want, and that is why we are here. You know, Earth is a playing field. Earth is supposed to be like a playing field where you manifest and you experience your own magic here, instead of just coming here. Like, we're not animals. We're in a human body that is incarnated here on this earth, and it's like, you know, blah blah blah, 432 hertz or whatever it is, so that we can see with our eyes, you know, 5 senses type status here on earth. But we're more than just this body. In fact, it's like the body is really just the vehicle, you know, but our spirit is the essence of us. And this earth, and the way that you know, our government, or not just the government, but like those who are in power, okay, and created religion and all these bounding situations, they want us to continuously give their energy to them. They want us to feed them our energy by continually turning their wheel. Okay, there's 13 families out there who are benefiting the fuck out of the entire billions of people on the earth. And that's not fair. You know, we should all be benefit to our own self. You know, my goal is to help 1,000 people in 2020, whether that is in their business or just in their life in general. My goal is to touch 1,000 people and help them get on the track of their divine life purpose. And so that is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, just like, and it's just going to be such an effect, because it's like, if I help 1,000 people and my 1,000 help 1,000 each, I don't even know how, I can't even do the math on that. Not in my head anyways. Okay, so that is what we're being called to do now. Okay, so millennials, those who are 30 and up, you know, especially between 30 and 40, 30 and 50, okay, fuck all the dumb shit. Drop everything you know and start running towards your divine life purpose, okay? And start living your life based on what you know in your heart, okay? And it's big part of it, and the reason why there's such a surge in twin flames, even though a lot of people in the twin flame community aren't necessarily twin flames, it's okay, because they're still learning and they're still growing. It's still an ascension path, okay? So it's very important. This is going to be a huge wave, because we're also going to be changing the way that we do family. Because the thing is that, like, it's not even just about, oh, I have my children and then I own my children and I raise them to be the way I want them to be. That's done too. Your child is just as sovereign as you and as your divine earth guide, okay, for the time being. Whatever your soul contract is with your children, it is just to love them and show them to love themselves. Honestly, that's what parenting is about. And that just came to me right now, is that the best thing that we can do for our children is to teach them to love themselves. Okay? And it will just radiate from there. Because when you love yourself, you love other people. You show other people respect. Okay? So non-monogamy in the new paradigm shift. Okay, so I think I talked about what I want to talk about. I'm trying to see if there's any other messages that come to me. This is going to be a huge turning point. Breaking down the family construct is going to be a huge turning point in our shift. And the powers that be, see, they tried to break it down, by, taking fathers out of the home and things like that. That was a different, that they were trying to break us down. That was more of an imprisonment. But it's different when you free yourself. It's different when you raise your children to know that they are free. Okay? We are really here to be free. We are not bound by this 3D realm, and we can actually create whatever reality we are, no matter what situation that we are in. We can change our circumstance immediately just by changing our perspective. Okay? This is all about a perspective change. Okay? So, in 2020, especially if you get into a new relationship, old relationships will be difficult. You will have to decide whether or not this person is somebody that you can truly grow with, or somebody that you need to separate yourself with for the time being as you make your shifts. Because if your partner is not making the shift with you, you really, really need to get away from them, because they're going to hold you back and they're going to cause you confusion. As soon as you get away from that person, then you will be able to be free in your way of thought and the way of your doing, and your soul is going to be aligned, and you're going to be happy. And you will also find that just because you separate from somebody doesn't mean that you don't love and care about them. And that's something else. I seen a meme yesterday that I was going to post and talk about, and I think that's kind of what started stirring this up. It was from the feminine perspective, and it was very toxic to me. It said, it was like, him, I'll call you at 11, and then me, the female, was like 11:01, and then she's typing on her phone, see, all men lie, right? Because he didn't call her by 11, it was 11:01. And I had an experience like that just recently where I got all upset because I didn't get the contact I wanted in the time frame that I wanted. So I was just like, well, fuck it, throw the whole relationship away. Do away with the entire friendship. You know what I mean? And it's like, that is so toxic. We have to stop. When you love somebody, you need to recognize the fact that the best thing for that person to do is to do what's best for them. And you need to love them in that place. If it is best for your loved one to spend time alone, to go on a journey by themselves, to, start a project that has nothing to do with you, then that's what the hell they need to do. And you need to love them there. You need to respect the fact that they are here for their own personal growth. And that is what has been going wrong in relationships, is because we are... Hold on, I think my battery's dying. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, wait. I think it'll pop on if I plug it up. Okay. Yeah, it went dark on me because my battery went under 5%. Okay. So, and that sucks because I was on a roll. So, yeah, the best thing that you can do for somebody that you love is to free them. And, you know, what you'll find is that when you free somebody and then they return to you, that love is so pure. As opposed to being like, you said you were being home by midnight and you didn't come home by midnight. That means you don't love me. And it's like, stop treating people like that. Because you don't know what's in their mind. You don't know what's on their heart. And just because they're not showing up for you in the way that you want them to does not mean that they don't love you. There's a book called The 5 Love Languages. And I do think it's a good way to know your partner's love language, so that you can express, you know, when you are ready, you can express love to them in the way that they can receive it and feel happy and glad. And somebody who really loves you will want to do that. But it's not up to you to determine their level of love. Now, you can determine, like, look, so this is why it's on both sides. It's on both sides because everybody has to be sovereign in their mindset. You know, it has to be I'm just going to say wife at home and man outside. Okay, if the woman is at home, you know, it's for her to say, you know, I love him even when he doesn't show up when I want him to. Even if he doesn't come home when I say, like, say he's out having a good time, you know. Why can't he enjoy himself till he's ready to come home? Why are we saying, oh, you don't love me because you didn't check in with me and all this extra? You know? He knows you're safe. Let him enjoy his time. You know? And vice versa. And it's all about control. That's why we do that. We're like, boom, control. But that control comes from fear. And the fear is actually the ego. And that's something that I learned very recently as well, is that, you know, it's very easy to recognize like a bravado style ego, right? When you're like boastful or, you know, just, you know, ego, the mainstream way of thinking of ego. But the ego manifests for the feminine energy in the way of fear a lot of the time. So that's why we say, oh, he didn't text me by 11:01, so he doesn't care about me. It's because you fear that, not because it's actually true. So as we go into 2020, check yourself. Check your own shit. Are you just freaking out because you're not getting your needs met? But the thing is that nobody needs to be meeting your needs. You're supposed to meet your own needs. Another problem that women have a lot of times in regards to contact and shit like that is because men know how to stay focused on themselves. Women don't know how to do that. It's a struggle for us. We're just like, man comes into our life and then we give everything we have to them. Okay? And that's where problems start. Now, it's because of society. It's because we've been taught that we need to serve a man. Okay? And it doesn't mean that you can't, like, serve each other and love each other. It's just that women, just because you have a man doesn't mean that all your whole life needs to be resolved around them. I'm telling you, you will have a much happier relationship, much more harmonious relationship if you keep doing your projects without checking on him every second, without including him in every single aspect of your life. Keep your own life. Okay? And that's why we get to, it's okay to have multiple partners, because you might have somebody that you grow with for a whole year and it's really great, and then, like, you know, you start to separate a little bit, you know, or you just come to a plateau and then you meet somebody else who gives you great energy and you're like, woo, I love that. It doesn't mean that you didn't love the first person for everything that they offered you and everything that you grew together with. It just means that now your soul is expanding even further and somebody else has come to exchange energy with you. And when I'm saying exchange energy, I'm not just talking directly about sex. I'm talking about just energy, friendship, partnership, and intimacy. Friendships are intimate. Okay? And I really believe that it's wrong to tell your spouse they can't have friends of the opposite sex, because, number one, women are so inspirational to men. Feminine energy inspires masculine energy to provide, protect, create. Okay? Masculine energy inspires feminine energy to be nurturing and loving and to receive and to be open to receiving. Okay? So you just can't be mad if somebody else is making your person happy. If somebody else makes your person happy, it's okay. And it's an entire paradigm shift for us to accept each other in that way. So I don't want to just keep saying the same thing over and over again. If you haven't seen the beginning, go ahead and watch from the beginning. I didn't have any cards today. It would have been really great to pull cards, but I do have crystals to help me channel information, and my mojo bag, which is really, I think it's powerful. I've been carrying it around with me. Normally I have like my money jar too, but I left it, and that's why I feel like it's definitely important for a love message today on Venus Day. Because it's Venus Day, and also because, you know, this is all the tools I had was a heart, you know, and ooh, let's just think about what these really mean. So it's like I have this heart, but it's a purple heart, okay? So this is crown chakra, okay? It's an amethyst. So we're speaking from the heart, from the higher perspective, okay? And what can we say? This is also an amethyst from the higher perspective, and I'm going to say that this is making a point. Also a shift, because this would normally be a pendulum, okay? But really, I'm trying to make a point. You see how that? And then a bag of love. Heart, red for the root chakra, okay? We're getting to the root of the issue. Blood ties, and understanding that just because you have a blood tie, we still have to come from the higher perspective. It smells good too. Okay, so I'm going to stop channeling information. And I hope that this made some kind of sense to somebody out there. And yeah, just set yourself free and set everybody else free too. And for those who continue to resonate with you are those who are meant to be in your life. So I love you. Thank you, Henry, for staying tuned, and everybody else who hopped on, and anybody else who watches this. Also, I am doing 20 card spreads, $20, 20 cents, and it's a video read where I pull your cards and do a whole 2020 reading for you. It's only $20 to the end of December, so hit me up. Okay, bye.